What if you could basically control your energy for the entire day with just one single meal? Well, today, that's what we're talking about. We're going to build the blueprint for a perfect breakfast, one that helps you dodge those midday energy crashes and keeps your blood sugar nice and stable from morning till night. This really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Your very first meal can either set you up with steady, reliable fuel for the day, or it can send you on a total energy roller coaster all before you've even finished your second cup of coffee. So, if so many of our go-to breakfasts are actually setting us up to fail, what does success even look like? That is exactly what we are here to figure out. And we're going to start with understanding the problem itself. Okay, first things first, let's really get a handle on the problem. It's a cycle that we can call the morning blood sugar trap. Think about the typical morning rush for a second. Maybe it's a quick bowl of cereal, a pastry you grab on the go, or one of those sugary coffee drinks. They might taste good, but what they all do is cause this massive glucose spike, which is then followed by that inevitable crash. And that's what leaves you feeling tired, a little foggy, and probably reaching for more sugar just to get through the morning. It's a really vicious cycle, and it all starts with breakfast. So why? Why is the morning such a uniquely sensitive time for our bodies? Well, the answer is actually in our biology. Let's break down the science of it all. See, it's not just about what you're eating. It's also about what your body is already doing. There are these really powerful internal processes at play that make us way more sensitive to carbs and sugar first thing in the morning. Okay, let's talk about cortisol. We usually hear it called the stress hormone, but it's also a huge part of our natural wake-up cycle. Cortisol actually peaks in the morning to get us up and alert, and it does this in part by telling the liver to release some stored glucose for energy. So what does that mean? It means your blood sugar is already getting a little nudge upward before you've even taken a single bite of food. This is all part of something known as the dawn phenomenon. It's basically your body's natural hormonal alarm clock. Now, when you combine this already happening rise in blood sugar with a high-carb breakfast, you're essentially pouring fuel on the fire. And this is why a smart breakfast is absolutely mission critical. All right, so we've identified the trap. Now it's time for the escape plan. And the good news is it's a super simple, totally actionable strategy. We call it the 3-part breakfast blueprint. This right here is the heart of our solution. Instead of obsessing over what to cut out, we're going to focus on what to put in. So, step 1, prioritize protein. Protein slows everything down, meaning the sugar from your meal enters your bloodstream much more gradually. Step 2, fill up on fiber. Soluble fiber especially creates this gel-like substance in your gut that literally slows the absorption of sugar. And third, choose smart carbs. We're talking complex carbs, the ones packed with fiber that your body breaks down slowly. This gives you a steady, gentle release of energy instead of that sudden rush. And putting this into practice is honestly as simple as just mixing and matching from these columns. You could do a tofu scramble with some spinach and have a side of berries. Or maybe some Greek yogurt with chia seeds and a handful of nuts. See? Each one of these combos is specifically designed to deliver stable, long-lasting energy. So now that we know what to do, it's just as important to understand what not to do. Let's take a look at some of the most common breakfast mistakes that set people up for that blood sugar spike and that awful crash. I mean, the contrast here is pretty stark, right? On one side, you've got a meal that's built for endurance and stable energy. And on the other, you've got a meal that's pretty much designed for a quick burst and then an inevitable crash. The choice you make here directly impacts how you're going to feel for the rest of your day. And here they are, the usual suspects. A lot of these are even marketed as healthy breakfast options, things like granola or fruit juice, but they are often just loaded with sugar and refined starches that hit your bloodstream incredibly fast. Look, this isn't about feeling guilty, it's just about being aware. Okay, let's bring this all together. This is not about a perfect overnight overhaul. It's about understanding the principles and just starting to build a better path forward, one morning at a time. So, if you only take away a few things from our time together, let it be these 4 points. First, remember that your morning really sets the metabolic tone for your entire day. Second, use the blueprint, protein, fiber, and smart carbs as your North Star. Third, know that this approach is built to deliver that stable, all-day energy we're looking for. And finally, and maybe most importantly, don't aim for perfection. Just aim for small, consistent improvements.
And that leads us to our final thought. This is where all this knowledge becomes action, right? Maybe it's just swapping your daily juice for a piece of whole fruit, or maybe it's adding a scoop of chia seeds to your yogurt. So, what's that one small step you can take tomorrow to start building a better breakfast?
And before we sign off, just a quick reminder, all this content was created for educational purposes and it is definitely not a substitute for professional medical advice. Please always be sure to consult with a qualified healthcare professional for your own individual needs. Thanks for